From WXII 12, this is WXII 12 News.
Just praying for a miracle, praying for something good to happen.
So far, the news is not so good. Teammates standing by an R.J. Reynolds football player as he sits on life support after suffering a critical injury on the field Friday night. Good evening, I'm Kenny Beck. In a matter of seconds Friday night, the excitement and enthusiasm surrounding the start of the football season in the Piedmont gave way to a state of somber disbelief when sophomore linebacker Matt Gfeller sustained a life-threatening injury. Sports director Dave Gorin, who was covering last night's game between Reynolds and Page, examines what happened.
Friday night began with the pomp you would expect for the beginning of the season, and the optimism that everyone was undefeated and headed toward a state championship. But all that unimportant with just under 10 minutes left in the game. R.J. Reynolds, sophomore linebacker Matt Gfeller, lay motionless on the field, a horde of medical personnel trying to keep him alive. He was rushed into emergency brain surgery at Wake Forest University Baptist Medical Center. Reynolds' principal, Art Pascal, was at the hospital when Gfeller took a turn for the worse early Saturday morning.
You go there to enjoy watching the young people compete, and you understand that there's always a risk of injury, but you generally think of in terms of twisted ankles or broken bones and things like that. In this particular case, this far exceeds anything that I've ever been associated with.
Pascal says the accident was a 1 in a million occurrence, and now, like the rest of us, he's left to wonder why.
You replay it in your mind, and why did it happen? What could we have done differently? And you just get consumed by thoughts such as that.
Page's athletic director, Rusty Lee, was at last night's game. He told me this afternoon, "We are grieving with the Reynolds family. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Matt and his family. Right now, we're working with our kids as they deal with this situation." I'm Dave Gorin, WXII 12 News.
Thank you, Dave. WXII 12 News also spoke with a doctor Saturday who told us this type of injury, while no doubt catastrophic, is also exceptionally rare. In fact, of the roughly 1.8 million people who played football last year, there were just 4 such catastrophic head injuries, 3 of which did involve high school athletes. Well, reaction and raw emotion also coming in this morning from Gfeller's teammates, friends, and the RJR community. About all they can do at this point is pray for a miracle. And as Jermont Terry shows us, that's exactly what they've been doing since Friday night.
The looks on the faces from students show just what they're going through.
Praying for something good to happen, like just all change around, bring him back to life.
Friends, teachers, and teammates of Matt Gfeller gathered in the parking lot of Brunston Elementary Saturday, one day after the R.J. Reynolds football player became severely injured in the first game of the year.
He was laying on the ground. He tried to help him up, but then he started shaking. So they called the trainers and stuff out there. And then once he was down for more than 5 minutes, we knew something was wrong.
Most of us were at the hospital late last night with the family, and as he went into surgery.
Leaning on one another, Gfeller's friends wanted to do something. That something brought out this crowd. They marched in silence, more than 100 of them, down Cloverdale Avenue until they reached Baptist Hospital. Organizers say Gfeller's family watched the entire march to the parking lot from a hospital window. Once assembled, they all held hands, sending up prayers. The team captain, Jeremy Peterson, tried to say a few words, but the reality of his longtime friend's injuries forced him to break down in tears.
This is more than football. Football is just a sport. This is life.
We're nervous for him and his family, and our thoughts aren't on football. It's on Matthew.
I just spoke to his mom a few hours before it happened, and as a mother of 4 children, cannot imagine what she's going through.
Teammates spent all of Friday night and parts of Saturday at the hospital. They're waiting and praying for a change in number 57's condition. And with the release of white balloons, they hope their prayers are answered.
Just praying for a miracle.
Jermont Terry, WXII 12 News.
Thank you, Jermont. At last check, Matt Gfeller is still in critical condition at Baptist Hospital. He's a transfer student from the Summit School in Winston-Salem, and Monday was supposed to be his first day at RJR. Well, the reaction to Matt Gfeller's injury continues online. Friends have set up a Facebook group entitled Matt Gfeller, We Are Praying for You. At last check, more than 800 people had joined that group. And you can count on us to stay on top of this story. For the most up-to-date information, head to our website, WXII12.com. You can also leave comments and kind words for his family. Click on this story on our homepage, then follow the directions at the bottom of your screen.